Okay, so um, it's Sunday. I'm supposed to be working, and we had storms last night. I don't know if you can tell that everything is really well watered out here, but yes, so we had storms. This caused a power blip at work, and so I am waiting for them to resuscitate the hardware right now. So I thought I would do a very quick live stream of my summer plans for my orchids. All right, so what am I gonna do? All right, so first off, I finally got everything outside, and I have a bunch of orchids that I want to switch from being in pots to being mounted. And I still have a lot of cork left, so I bought cork in bulk right here. And the main problem with this cork is that I have no way to hang it. So you can see I have these, this is copper, these little copper hangers, and one of my Orchid Society friends made them for me, and she made me a bunch, and I used them all. I don't have any more. So I'm currently trying to find another source for this copper. I think she said it's wire. And once I do that, I will start mounting a bunch of my orchids. What else am I planning to do this summer? So I bought all these community pots from H&R, and I'm hoping to get them potted up. So I am thinking that I'm gonna make plugs out of all of these guys. So I have 2 here. I also have this cuculata right there. I'm not quite sure where I stuck all my other ones. I have at least 2 more. Anyways, so I have like 5 community pots, and they all need to be potted up. So I'm also hoping to do that this summer, and maybe I'll have some of those to share with people cheaply, excluding the very high price of shipping. So that's on my summer docket to do. Other things that I'm getting ready to do a huge amount of repotting. So I've done a little bit of it already. So I like to try to refresh the moss on my Phoenicias. Like I did this one this morning. So you can see some of the moss is kind of old, like right here. Some of these guys are still in bark when I bought them, and I'm gonna try to get them potted up. So that's on the summer docket for repotting right here. Then I have other ones that I bought. Like I bought this Cymbidium right here from Hauserman's, and it needs, I would like to put it in one of my very nice tall pots so it can grow long roots down, like I have these. So more repotting to be done. But that's so far what I've planned. So like a lot of plug repotting. I am wondering if, I guess, how well they'll do. I haven't done a lot of plugs. What I've done in the past with really small things out of community pots is I put a few into like semi-hydro or bark, and then I put the really small ones that aren't gonna make it like by themselves, like this right here, into another community pot. And that's usually in moss, so I can keep them moist enough. So you can see I have one right here from a Carmela's community pot that I potted up last fall. And the reason I decided that I'm going to probably do plugs or something in moss versus straight into semi-hydro is that when I did like these, like this community pot made it, and then I have a few more that are in bark, and they seem to be doing okay. So like this Catalonia Why Not right here is doing all right in moss by itself, but pretty much all the stuff that I stuck straight into semi-hydro just couldn't get enough water. I couldn't keep them moist enough, and they did not take. So I feel like things need to be a lot bigger before I can stick them into semi-hydro. And if you saw my update, the other day about how those trade orchids that I got from Susan were doing that were in semi-hydro. You can tell that they are not doing very well. And in fact, I've had to empty out a few more dead things, like this one. So the new growth is completely rotted out now. And see, these are all dead. And I'm pretty sure that it needs to become compost. So these guys, which I started back in, we did the trade at the end of, I want to say mid-April, end of March. And so, they're just still not taking yet. And a lot of it's because they came bare root, and that's a shock. And then, of course, and they were all sort of a little dry looking like this to start with. And then, they just haven't really been moist enough. Don't know if I want to call it quits yet, or I just want to keep trying. But it's a good monitoring experiment, trying to do an update. So that's another thing for the summer, is to do an update on these, like about every 4 weeks or so, about how they're doing. So then, let's see. Otherwise, on my summer schedule is to find all my extra plants and decide if I have the willpower to get rid of them. So I'm really bad about getting rid of extra plants. Like, I did get rid of 2. Like, so if you saw those videos that I did where I had some freebies to a good home for shipping. So some of those freebies did find a good home. They have left. And so my collection is minusculely smaller. But like here, okay, so right here I have Don Herman Gold Rush. Okay. This was a big plant, and about 2-3 years ago, I repotted it in, it wasn't semi-hydro, and it just went to semi-hydro. And at the time, I had 2 divisions, 1 and 2. So I have 2. I don't need 2, right? But I feel like neither of them are doing really, really well. And so I'm a little hesitant to want to try to get rid of one of them until I know which one is going to do well and which one is just really destined for the compost pile. So that's why I'm saying that I have like almost no willpower when it comes to getting rid of plants. Plants come in, and then I'm not even like a black hole, because if I was like a black hole, I could, I don't know, gravitationally create like infinite space or something in my collection. But no, I just let them come in through trades. By shopping way too much during this pandemic quarantine, I basically had to stop looking at orchid vendor websites, and then finding out that I have no room. Actually, so that's really sad. I do have enough room for all these inside because I have all my undershelf space. But like this. Okay, look at this Alata. So it's in bloom right now, and look at what a huge plant it is. Okay, ignore the air plants that are sitting right in there, but look at how huge the Alata is. Right, I should divide this. I should really divide this, but I hate dividing specimen size plants. I love how when you have a specimen size plant, you can get hundreds and hundreds of flowers growing in them. So I really would like to keep this, but really, I should divide this. So I don't know, maybe people can help me come up with ways to convince myself to divide things that need to be divided, but I can't bring myself to do it because I think gigantic plants look awesome when they're in bloom. Other things, I should say, I have not been able to find as much time with my orchids as I wanted because I'm still working. Like I said, I am working today, except that we had a power surge at work, and I'm still waiting for hardware to be brought back up. And therefore, I'm doing this live stream of my summer plans while waiting for them to fix all the machines at work. Oh, this is BLC Melody Fair by Richard Mueller. It's blooming. Isn't it pretty? So I probably should call my Richard Mueller collection. I definitely have duplicates of Richard Mueller's, but of course, I'm not good about doing that either. Like, I want to keep all my Richard Muellers, even when I've divided them and I have 2, 3, or 4 copies of everything, like Potenar Hoku Gem, this one right here. All right, this is like almost died like 3 times, and then I brought it back, and then I've divided it. I have multiple pots of it, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or like this one, like here I have Golden Tang. I have 3 separate Golden Tangs. I have this little guy right here. I have a gigantic Golden Tang that's pot right here, and then I have a division of this one because see, this one was in it's in a pot, and I got it from Nats, and then I didn't want to divide it and accidentally kill it because, you know, I like to put things in semi-hydro. So over here, somewhere in this giant mess, looking down here, is another Golden Tang in a bigger pot. So I have 3 of them, right? And really, who needs 3 Golden Tangs? That's what I say to myself, except I have 3, and I can't seem to get rid of any of them. So I need some help on how to convince myself to get rid of plants. Yeah, I know, I'm really bad about, and I'm trying to back up out of my plant. So it's really narrow right there, so you can see how narrow that is, and it's really hard to get in and out. This little guy, look at this. This Dendrobium Little Norman is blooming. It came in bud, and these like Australian Laturia types are great because they bloom for a really, really long time, like months. So if you buy them from H&R, they bloom for months. I had bought 2 community pots of different Laturia types. I think both of them are crossed against microchip, and I will have hundreds of them as soon as I divide them because community pots from H&R are very, very generous. So those are my issues. You know, I need to divide, and I need to get rid of plants because I'm a plant black hole. So let's see, let's tally this back up again. Move some from pots to mounts. Refresh the moss on some of my plants. And then pot up all my community pots into plugs to share with everybody. So thanks for stopping by and listening to me ramble, and I hope that they have gotten everything fixed at work so I can start working today on Sunday, which is Father's Day, but I'm not a father, so I get to work instead of taking the day off. And check in later this summer and see what I have divided up and available to share with everybody.